So, the most immediate way that you can enter this area is by entering a tunnel. It looks like, the way that someone entered this facility is, there is something that looks to be similar to a sewer tunnel on the outskirts of the corporation that has the grate removed from the front. That's probably the easiest way in if you'd like to take that way, or you may try to sneak past the guards.
Tunnel.
Alright. You enter the tunnel. Alright, so you enter the tunnel, and, it looks like it's going to be a rather long walk, but might be the safest way to enter. And this place, it smells foul, Watoto. You're used to some pretty stinky smells, but this is on another level. It's real nasty. But you persevere, Watoto.
Forward, Watoto must go forward.
Yes. So you proceed forward. And keep on moving. Now, it is a bit of a long walk, so in order to not get tired, Watoto, I'm going to need you to go ahead and roll a stamina and athletics check.
Oh. 3.
Alright. But since you don't have any athletics, it's going to be a -1, so it'll be 2 dice.
Okay.
Alright. Let's roll to make sure that those big feet don't get too tired. Here we go. We've got 1 success. Alright, that's all that you need to succeed, Watoto, in not getting too exhausted from this venture. So, you move forward, continuing ever so slowly to not expend too much of your stamina. And all the while, Watoto, you can continue to hear the whispers beckoning you. Come this way, Watoto. That's right. Deeper, deeper. Come and meet us.
Watoto, go.
All right. You continue walking, following the beck and call of the whispers that pull you deeper and deeper into the research lab. Now, Watoto, once you make it to the main door, do you enter?
Enter. Pick lock.
Okay. In order to pick the lock, we'll need you to go ahead and do a streetwise and dexterity check.
Three.
All right. With 1 success, it takes you a while, but you do manage to do it. Yeah, you manage to open up the main lock on this door with a bit of finessing, I suppose. You're able to kind of use the tools that you have at your disposal already to kind of pick open the lock. Though it does take a while. It takes you about a good 30 minutes or so, and all the while the whispers are growing a bit more restless. Yeah. And it's almost as though your vision is beginning to get a bit shadowy around the edges. Yeah. Almost as though some kind of dark force is closing in on your vision, but you do manage to open up the door eventually. Even though the situation is getting a bit tense, it feels better to get closer and closer to the inside of this research center.
I must find Mother Watoto.
That's right. Okay. And finally, you managed to break in. Now, let's go ahead and do a perception check to see what you see here.
Okay.
6 dice. Okay, Watoto, with your 2 successes, the first thing that stands out to you is that this place, on its own, it doesn't really feel like a research lab. No, it feels more like a prison.
Government holding cell.
Yeah, looks something like that for sure, but when you approach these dark prison cells, what you notice immediately is that not only are they very, very dark inside, but you can hear something moving, almost pained noises coming from inside the cells.
Calli. Animal?
Would you like to roll to look a bit closer? In order to discern exactly what is inside these cells, we'll need you to roll a wits and investigation check.
Oh. 5.
All right. With your wits and investigation? That's a shame. It looks like you aren't able to tell, but you know that whatever is inside of these cells is not human nor animal.
Oh. Spooky.
But the saddest fact about this is that it's definitely alive.
Watoto put out of misery.
All right. Use bomb? All right. Sounds good. You can go ahead and lay down the bomb. However, does the bomb have any kind of time mechanism? Because if you don't use the bomb, or if you do use the bomb, you may want to run, Watoto.
10 seconds.
All right. Gotcha. So this is a little bomb. So hopefully, you'll be able to escape in time. All right? So you go ahead and you lay down the bomb. And while you're doing this, while you're preparing to set off the bomb, you feel the presence of whatever was stalking you intensify. Almost as though something is watching you do all of this.
Maybe
all right.
I want Watoto to set bomb.
Maybe.
Free them.
Free them from their misery. All right, Watoto. So you go ahead and you enter this little prison cell, and you set down the bomb. And at this point, the suffering of whatever creatures are inside of this cell seems to become even more real once you enter. Because you are small enough, actually, to enter this prison cell. You kind of easily get through the bars and set down the bomb. And doing so, you feel that these creatures actually have fur on them.
Oh, I've heard of these before.
Their fur kind of brushes against your legs. And as you enter the cell, you can kind of feel them rustling around, moving a bit, wondering what's going on, and looking up at you. And definitely very strange beings, but they don't seem to stop you, almost as though they know what you're doing, almost as though they want you to do it.
Watoto set free.
You're doing them a great kindness, Watoto. You set down your bomb, and do you activate it?
Yes.
Okay. You activate the bomb. Oh, okay.
Talk to creature.
Okay. What do you say, Watoto?
You okay?
The creature kind of looks up at you and lets out a pained roar of sorts. And that's when you realize that this being is almost half human, half dog.
Oh.
It's almost like some sort of wolf-human hybrid.
Evil?
Hard to tell. How about you go ahead and to further talk to and question the animal, slash human, I'll need you to go ahead and roll either manipulation intimidation to intimidate them, or we'll have you do a wits and investigation check to get more answers.
What's investigation?
All right. And that's 5 dice. Here we go. You further question this being. With 1 success, what exactly do you choose to ask this being, Watoto?
Mother Watoto, where?
This being on the ground looks confused.
I kill. Tell.
Okay. The being on the ground kind of sees that you're an intimidating one, but is in a lot of pain, and doesn't really seem to give you the answer that you're looking for precisely, but seems to hint at something that might be of use to you and says, "This place. They want to destroy everything. Everyone. 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 Especially us. With those plants. Those plants. They're tainted. You must destroy them."
Poison to control. Okay. I take a bomb to plant.
Okay. Yeah. The creature on the ground kind of says, where are you going?
I go to plant. I kill.
Do you know the way?
No.
The creature on the ground kind of shudders a little bit, and the others around this creature also kind of sigh and say, "We tell you."
Thank you.
Go straight. Go straight for a long time and take a right. You'll find the garden.
Okay. Watoto blow up.
Thank you. The pulsating creatures on the ground kind of shudder and seem to either fall asleep or fall unconscious, almost as though talking to you took the last of their energy. But now you have a place to go, Watoto. You know the direction that you should head.
Okay.
And you go deeper into the garden. Now, they called this place a garden. However, to you, the closer that you get, the more and more that you see that this place is filled with machinery of some sort. And overgrown plants kind of litter the ground. But these plants, they seem to you very similar to what you found in your greenhouse. As you go straight forward, walking along this path, the plants on the ground, they seem to deepen in color and become more and more squishy as you walk down the hallway. Now, Watoto, before you enter the garden, you see that there are many windows that show you what the inside of the garden looks like. Let's go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. With 2 successes, Watoto, you see from the outside of this place that the inside of the garden is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's full of these rotten plants, these sort of festering wounds all over them, leaking what seems to be similar to human flesh with purple blood. It's disgusting, to say the least, especially seeing all of these beautiful plants and herbs and mushrooms so tainted by this strange force that you've never seen before. Even from the outside of the garden, though, you hear the whispers intensify, but this time, those whispers, they seem a little angry. Almost as though they know what you plan to do. You hear the whispers intensify in your ears, and you're beginning to see that shadowy thing from your dream appear again in the corner of your eye, whispering to you, "What are you doing? This is not the plan. You can't destroy us."
Watoto bomb. Mushroom. Kill.
So be it. After you say that, the shadowy figure in the corner of your eye completely solidifies itself there, and it continues to get closer and closer to you. Do you enter the garden?
Enter, run.
Okay, you run and enter the garden. Even as you do run, however, it seems that the shadow is continuing to get closer and closer to you. The more that you run, the more ferocious it seems to be, the more desperately it approaches to you.
What do you want, Watoto?
We want you to help us, Watoto. We can give you many things. We can give you power beyond belief.
I want Mother Watoto.
You can't have her. She got too close. She knows too much.
Then I bomb.
All right, Watoto. When you say that, you hear something of a shrieking noise that seems to permeate your ears. What do you do with the bomb at this point? What would you like to do with it?
Set timer. Throw.
Okay.
Run.
All right, you set the timer, and you throw the bomb. And just like that, almost as though something has snapped inside of you, you feel that, let's see, 1 second, something I wanted. The shadows that are in the corner of your eye, have suddenly completely closed in on you. And now, you don't have a lot of options left, Watoto. The bomb is ticking down from 10 seconds. Now, you don't know what kind of effect this bomb is going to have on the entire plant, whether perhaps blowing up the plants will start off some kind of terrifying chain reaction that blows up the entire building. But whatever you do, you know that you must run, because the shadow is getting very close. And it looks as though if you don't run right now, it may completely blur your vision.
Oh.
So you need to run, and you need to make it a good run, Watoto. You need to take those feet and have them carry you all the way to the front. And in order to do that, you're going to need to roll a dexterity and athletics check to run as hard as you can.
1.
All right. Oh. Would you like to expend willpower?
Okay.
Okay. So that gives you 4 dice. Here we go. Oh, 4 dice. Here we go. And you begin to run. Oh no. Not great. All right, Watoto, you make it just outside of the garden, and then you trip. You trip and fall, and suddenly, the shadow that was in the corner of your eye is no longer in the corner of your eye. Instead, now it is in front of you, something so terrifying that your brain cannot even comprehend it. Something alien, as mentioned before. Your human mind cannot fully understand it. But it looms over you, almost with this hunger. This is your last chance, Watoto. Your last chance to make a deal with us. We can save you. We can make you rich and powerful.
Watoto, trade. What do you want?
The shadows seem almost surprised. You guys do not have much time left. However, because of this being says, all right, we will save your life and take you out of this place, but you owe us a favor.
1 favor, okay.
1 favor, and we will come and take this favor at our own timing.
Okay.
And at this point, you see all around you, the shadowy thing has multiplied to be about 10 in a circle around you. It's almost as though they're oozing with this purple sludge that reminds you of the plants that you saw in the garden. They don't seem to be too happy about the fact that you're blowing up their garden, however. But because you will give them a favor, They seem to be granting your wish. And just like that, you are enveloped in a smog that completely engulfs you. The smell is just undescribable. Absolutely putrid, unlike anything you've ever smelled before. Yucky. And just like that, as it envelops your lungs, you suddenly feel the bomb go off. You feel it, almost as though it should be burning your skin. You can feel the heat singe at you. However, you are taken out of that place at just the right time.
Toto bomb good. Work good.
Yes. And just like that, the garden explodes in fire and flames.
Nice job, Watoto. Nice.
Nice job. Watoto, you appear right outside of the factory. Right outside of the garden, at least. And it seems as though the guards are suddenly on high alert, seeing that the garden has exploded. They all rush to the scene. What do you do, Watoto? You could be taken in by the government if you don't get out of here.
Toto eat that mushroom, camouflage, run.
Okay, you eat your final mushroom. Now, in order to actually have this mushroom be effective, let's go ahead and roll the crafts roll that you would have had to do before, in order to make a really effective mushroom that can mask you from the detection of these guards. Your crafts roll. It's going to be a wits and crafts.
5.
5 dice. Here you go. All right. With this roll, oh wow. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an exceptional success. So this mushroom is going to add 3 dice to your sneaking roll.
Oh.
Okay? So, I need you to go ahead and roll. Let's see. We'll go ahead and make it a wits and stealth roll.
Oh.
So it looks like your wits is 3, your stealth is 0. So normally it would be a 2 dice roll, but because of the mushroom, you get 5.
Mm-hmm. Watoto mushroom potent.
That's right. Leave it to Watoto's mushroom. Oh my gosh. Okay. With the power of Watoto's mushroom.
Powerful.
Oh wow, that's
Very
a really
potent.
That's a really potent mushroom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. With 5 successes on what would have ordinarily been a 2 dice roll, Watoto mushroom is very strong, and you immediately blend into the trees behind you. And the guards do not see you. You completely manage to evade them. They have no idea that you are there, Watoto, but you watch the scene unfold before you. And you see a car drive up to the explosion. And out of the car steps a very well-dressed older man who regards the explosion.
Mayor.
Yeah, Mayor. In fact, from what you know at least, the mayor is a very big shareholder in this pharmacy. And something interesting that you see, Watoto, is that behind this mayor, one of those shadowy alien beings is looming and watching him as well.
Conspiracy, Watoto smell.
There's definitely some kind of deal going on here.
Corruption.
Indeed. The shadowy alien being almost seems to regard, however, this rich and pompous-looking older man with mockery. Almost as though, they see him as some kind of tool. At least that's the vibe that you're getting from this being. And just like that, the man in the car shakes his head, re-enters the car, and drives back off into the night. However, before they drive off, someone from inside the car takes out both of the guards that were there with 2 swift sniper shots.
Oh, while driving?
While driving.
Wow.
And they fall to the ground. Yeah, there's some skill. Almost inhuman. And the guards drop to the ground, but thankfully, Watoto, you were out of sight.
Yes, mushroom. Powerful.
And just like that, Watoto, you realize that the shadows aren't quite done with you yet. No.
I promised favor.
You did. And they seem to regard you. There's actually only one on either side of you, unable to completely look at them and comprehend them. You hear them speak to you very closely, almost as though they're speaking to you in your mind and not actually in any sort of discernible sound. But they whisper to you and say, "You are now a servant of the worm. Do you accept your fate?"
One favor, okay.
Excellent. And either side of you, the shadows completely disappear into sludge on the ground and sort of seep into the soil.
Goodbye.
They're gone.
Watoto, sleep now.
All right, Watoto, you are very tired. Let's see. And actually, the flames in the distance, they've almost completely destroyed the research lab. And it looks as though whatever plants were inside the garden are trying their best to resist the flames. But despite that fact, although they are kind of charred and burnt, they're still pulsating ever so slightly, almost as though there's something deep inside of them that can't truly be killed. But you are safe for the time being, Watoto. And the sun is beginning to rise. In the distance, you begin to kind of make your way back through the trees, away from the fiery glow of the flames, and the sun is starting to come up.
Pretty.
Yeah, it is indeed a very beautiful sight. However, go ahead and roll a perception check, Watoto.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, you can roll a perception check anytime that you would like. Just let me know. I'm going to roll a perception check. All right. Here we go. All right, with one success. Watoto, you are sapped of your energy, slowly trudging back home. But you realize that on your hand, there is now a special mark.
Oh.
A very specific sort of alien symbology has been engraved onto your hand. And when you look at it, those words kind of repeat themselves in your mind. You are now a servant of the worm. Do you accept your fate?
They're tracking.
They will be watching you, those beings, and you do owe them a favor. But for now, you are alive. The plant is, for the most part, destroyed. At least the garden is. You definitely did some damage. But as for the fate of Mother and Father Watoto, it is uncertain.
I must search.
Okay. So you go back to the trailer. All right. Now, when you return to the trailer, Watoto, would you like to make a perception check?
Yes.
No more flames. Let me turn off the fire. Okay. You roll a perception check to perceive the area. 1, 2, 3. 3 successes. So from what you can immediately tell, Watoto, something most terrifying has taken place here, in the terms that your parents are no longer here anymore, not even your father, but the guard dogs have returned.
Oh. But they're not dead?
No. The guard dogs are alive and actually looking very well, kind of curled up and sleeping by the front door, anxiously awaiting their master's return, but Father Watoto is nowhere to be found, and this is especially concerning because Father Watoto promised to never leave the property, and yet he's gone.
They take Father and Mother Watoto.
There's no other explanation. It must be that.
I take a guard dog.
All right.
We
You take
search
the
on
guard
journeys.
dogs. Yeah. A journey to find Mother Watoto and Father Watoto. And in addition, the plants in your greenhouse, the ones that seem to be infected, have interestingly enough now begun to char almost as though they were burned, even though there was no fire in your greenhouse.
Can grind up powder?
Oh, sure. You can try and make a crafts roll, but you're going to need to take a -1 penalty because you did lose some of your finest herbs.
Okay.
So go ahead and let's make a crafts and dexterity roll at a -1. What will that be?
3.
All right. Okay, Watoto. Unfortunately, you could not make...
salvageable.
Not salvageable, sadly. But you do have your guard dogs with you. And the first thing that you're going to need to do, Watoto, if you really want to make it on this journey, you're probably going to need to go and actually purchase some materials from somewhere. But up to you where you'd like to do that. Where would you like to go?
I have savings. Father Watoto always asks, Watoto, how much you make today at market? Watoto always say half, but in secret Watoto always keep.
That's right, you did say 50. But you've been keeping savings. That is true. That is very true. So you do have money savings. You have plenty of money, actually, to go and buy the materials that you need. So in order to get these materials that you need to continue your journey and craft your special potions, where do you choose to go? Is there a specific place you'd like to go?
Follow the wind. Toto, follow wind.
You follow the wind. And the wind takes you back towards the city. But, more specifically, you find yourself once again in somewhere familiar. Somewhere that almost feels nice to stumble back into because it's a feeling of returning to what is normal to you, Watoto. In your comfortable Watoto life.
Sweaty.
Yeah. Sweaty Cheeks Alley. Or rather, just Sweaty Alley is also fine. Yes.
Comforting.
Indeed. It is a comforting place. Familiar. All right. Now, when you enter, would you like to make some kind of perception check? Or what would you like to do here?
Okay. Perception.
All right. Let's go ahead and get that perception check going. Let's see. Okay. All right, with 1 perception, you kind of scour the market, and you see that there's really not a lot of the materials that you need. I mean, you were the main herb seller in this market after all. So there's not much. However, you do see a familiar face. You see the kid from the beginning of your story. There with that plastic toy wagon, his loyal dog, and, this time, an older woman standing beside him. Very friendly looking and grandmotherly. And they're having a conversation together. And it looks as though the kid's wagon is full of all kinds of different things, and more importantly, some plants. You're not sure if they're exactly the ones that you need, but it's the only thing that comes close in the market.
I buy.
Okay. So you approach them?
Yes.
Okay. So immediately, the kid kind of looks back and says, "Oh, hey, it's you. How's Father Watoto?"
Gone.
Huh? Gone?
Alien come. Abduct. Father and Mother Watoto. I must search. Feed. Items. Resources. You trade?
When you say this, some of the other market sellers kind of look at you like you're crazy and like snicker and laugh, but not the kid and not the older woman. The older woman kind of looks down at the kid and says, "Oh, is this a friend of yours? It seems that he needs some supplies. Well, certainly, I'm sure that we can help you. Aliens, that does sound rather concerning, but I happen to know a thing or two about aliens. Would you be able to describe them? I'm curious."
Dark energy. Sludge. Invisible, but visible. Big. Smelly.
When you say this, both the kid and the older woman look at each other with a very serious expression on their face. And while the rest of the people in the market kind of continue to snicker and gossip about you even right before you, those two seem to completely believe what you are saying. And the kid turns back to you and says, "Look, Watoto, I'm good friends with your family, and it's really unfortunate that Father Watoto is missing. But what you've stepped into is something real dangerous. I'm happy to just give you all of this stuff, but there's some things that you need to know first. You're gonna have to be careful on this journey, and I can help, but I mean, we both can help, but we need you to come with us for a drink."
Okay. Watoto, thirsty. Sound good.
Yeah, definitely a thirst-quenching drink. Yeah. So they go ahead, the three of you, a very merry crew, slowly walking through the dusty, dirty alleyways, making your way to Mythton, kind of deeper into the city, away from the outskirts. This older woman, this young kid in a trench coat with a dog pulling a plastic toy wagon, and you, Watoto, make your way. With the guard dogs. The guard dogs are there too. You guys have 3 dogs amongst you. A lot of dogs here.
Good.
And you make your way to a bar. And when you get to this bar, by the time that you are there, it has become nighttime. And you see entering the bar is some other guy, some dude dressed in like a janitor outfit. Go ahead and roll your last perception check.
Okay.
All right. Okay. With 3 successes, you make it to the front, and you see that this janitor-like individual is kind of trying to hold up and support this other person, this kind of smaller, sort of weaker-looking human with gray silver hair, and it looks like they're holding a pizza box.
Oh, pizza.
Yeah, it smells real good. Even all the way from here, it's fresh and piping hot. Yeah. And so, you make it to the front door, and they both turn to look at you. Your eyes meet, and with this meeting, it is the beginning of something so much bigger. The biggest journey a Watoto could ever hope for.
By this Watoto, never Watoto.
just like that. That is the end of your tutorial session.
Yay!
Yay! You did it! You did
really
it!
Fun.
Yay, I'm glad you had a good time. Here, let me play this ending music real quick. I know I got the ending music. There we go. Yay! I'm glad that you had a good time. It was actually, you took a really interesting route. I had like 4 different routes planned, and you took a pretty interesting one. Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Heck yeah, you did super well. You were really in character for Watoto.
Oh, thank you. I actually had a dream last night that I was playing because I was nervous about the stream today.
Oh!
So I had like a dream that I was playing with you, and yeah, I was like, Watoto.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Maybe that helped. Yeah, my brain was helping me out.
Yeah, heck yeah, you got a special Watoto dream. Nice. I just love, like the Watoto voice and mannerisms as well. Yeah, I feel like you did a really good job being able to speak as the character, which is something that, like, it takes a long time to build that up. So I think this was a super successful role-playing in the first session, and yay! Awesome.
Thank you for putting together such a cool story. I was like, what's gonna happen next? It's really exciting.
Yay! I'm really glad that you were anticipating it the whole way through, and now we've got some interesting deals being made, and Watoto owes a favor to the worm, so let's see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. I'm a little worried about Watoto, but hopefully make some new friends and go on a journey and see what all this business is about.
Yeah, that's exciting. And Guda's next. We'll see Guda's backstory.
Yup, Guda's character is the final character to enter the story before all of you guys meet up with each other and begin your journey.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, I hope you guys watching had a good time and enjoyed our little story and throwing our favorite conspiracy theorist gremlin into the mix, Watoto.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you again, Calli, for setting it up. So much work. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, no problem. I'm gonna go take a nap. But this is really fun. And I hope you guys anticipate Gura's tutorial and also the first session. Tune in and let's see how these crazy characters get along and how their stories intertwine.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so see you guys later. Catch you on the flip side. Goodbye.
Bye.
Cute shit laced it. Don't tempt me with the boomstick. I'm a nut quick, then a dick quick. Put my goatee with a diamond cause a toothpick. I'm a rich one, finesse it with the coupon. Move it to the futon while she tryna taste it. Do shit, Andrew made the beat here. Baby on this money shit, I'm not a button politics. Go get her, and I love cheddar. Also love feta, but the bread a little better. I'm a flash off, Balenciaga TikTok. Watch your drip drop with my fucking wristwatch. Big cheese, you crumble like some feta. 2 bitches, might just call it double header. I'm a think fast, never coming last. Going by the bar review, check the contrast. Take our blast off, blowing like a Molotov. Baby bar sound on me hard, but the hell is off. Take this.